Welcome to beginner series of Workato. Today we are going to see a recipe optimization using our use case. Before we move into our today's agenda, let's have a quick recap on what we have seen in the previous session. We have seen lookup table, message template, and common data model. Please do check out our previous video by clicking I button at the right top of our video, as well as I'll be giving a link in the description box. So let's have a discussion on the today's agenda. So it's a simple use case. The use case talks about fetch all the primary and secondary contacts from Salesforce and compose a CSV and send an email to recipients. Okay. So task is to optimize an existing use case. Okay. There is already a use case which is already built with a improper best practices which they follow. Okay, we will go to that particular use case, then we'll see how can we optimize it. Okay, let's go to our workspace now. So once you log into your workspace, so there'll be no any kind of projects or what do you call the recipes available for you, since I have already built. So I'll be showing you how the use case built, okay, previously. So let's go to the improper practice which they followed, and we can see how many tasks they've used and how many steps they have built it for getting primary and secondary contacts from the Salesforce. Okay, let's see how it comes into picture. So now if you see the particular use case, they have took around 23 steps, right? Is already built. Now you can see here they have, say, for each of the contacts they're fetching primary and secondary. This example, you see here, search the contacts, then they're creating the variable, then they're sending search contacts into that, and followed by for each contact they are doing getting the specific details from the account, then followed by accumulating items into a contact list. So they've accumulated 10 steps here, and followed by again the 10 steps, since it's for a secondary level, right? Total is they took around, say, 23 steps. Okay, now you can see the jobs. I'll just show you. I have just ran we can rerun the job again. Let's see. Let me edit the recipe again to give the email ID instead of. Okay, so let's save it again, then go back to our job, then just rerun this job. Okay, let's see how many tasks it's consumed. Almost. Okay, let's see. Let's keep running it. So you can see it took around 121 tasks, which is 19 seconds to 31 milliseconds. Okay, so which is a improper of usage of recipes and tasks. Okay, now let's understand, go into the recipes and let's understand how can we do that. See, now do we really need a trigger here, since a trigger is only for what? Schedule based. So since we are getting, say, primary and secondary contacts from the Salesforce, then our trigger point has to be what? From Salesforce, right? So the first point, trigger point, has to be a Salesforce. There we have to select object as contact. Then we have to write a few conditions that both the label, like the contact label, has to be primary and secondary. Okay, that we can check. Now, do we really need this particular Salesforce function, like a function call in the Salesforce to get the contacts? Really not, right? Because we can do that in the same recipe itself. So again, this for each is not necessary, right? So again, you are getting the related objects. We can do it in the trigger label itself. We can select the related objects there itself. I can show you that how can we do that. And we have created say example unrated variables, say like first name, last name, and accumulate into the list. Again, the same process goes for the secondary label and followed by compose CSV and send email. These two are main steps which we have to be there, should be there, but we can minimize the steps in the getting the primary and secondary. So let's go to our solution. So I have already built it, so that we not be have a time consumption for building it. Okay, now we'll go to our recipe, which is optimized one. Okay, now we can see here, as we discussed, let's go to the trigger level. So what we exactly need is the contacts, right? We need a contacts which are created in the Salesforce. Both are prime, but it should be both primary and secondary. Then we have to get its related object. Say example, we need an account name, say its billing address, all those things. We can get it from the related objects. So if you see the related objects, we have a number of related objects, say individuals, owner, created by. Okay. Likewise, we have fields to retrieve. So since instead of minimizing the fields value to be selected, I have selected all the fields. So, but it's not a good practice, but still for the our focus is only to the optimize it. Hence, I am not into the get into the field retrieval of the process. We can minimize it. So, see example, I can not record of email, birth date, lead resource, last modified date, owner ID. So this can be removed. I not do that now for so since we are focusing on the optimization of steps. So that, but we have to follow the same thing, since we whatever the fields we do not require in this case to fill to retrieve the fields, just remove those unnecessary fields from the fields retrieval options. Okay, so I have not written anything SOQL. We can write it as well, like say example, whatever we have written in this particular things column, say like if label is contains primary and label contains secondary, that we can write here itself. Okay, like example, if you see here, stage name equal to close lost and is close equal to false. So where we have to write only the where conditions. So that I have not written wrote here anything, but I have just did for simplification for your case. I have just written in the if conditions, that conditions label trigger conditions. Okay, likewise, so I have written the compose CSV, first name, last name, department title, email, account name, and billing address. Okay, so those all will be part of the compose CSV, and sending the appropriate mail to the recipients. So I'll just change my email ID, the person email ID. Okay, so I'll do that. Now you can see here, that's a simple use case, just like I have written. So here we can do as well as the instead of putting directly, we can just put it inside the try and catch, like a monitor block, to avoid the unnecessary errors. So we can handle it better way, right? We have discussed in the previous session as well on the handling the errors. I'll just write let's say logger for now, logger or email. We can do that. You can just write email. Okay. I'll just say, just copy this, paste, copy this particular steps, and paste it here. Then just remove this particular steps since this is not required. So I'll write error readings, right? So I'll write here error is type error message say. Okay, so now there's a record of CSV content. Now just we can remove that, not required. So I'll just say this can be removed. Just say it's not required, right? So now do that. So this error details will be sent to that. So pretty good, pretty much we have completed these things. So now if we start this recipe, so let's see, like is there any steps or any, no, right? So we can just directly go to this and start the recipe. Let's see if it's any context comes into picture, right? Let's wait for that. No, right? So let's, what we can do, we'll just create, for now I'll just stop this job of the recipe, sorry. So again, what I'll do, I'll just go to the contacts. I'll create a new, okay. I'll just say Mr. Sharan, okay. I'll not select anything here. I'll just select this primary and secondary as a contact. I'll not put anything. Let's put mailing address as, yeah, okay. I'll just put this as address. The same thing, okay. And I'll be saving it. Okay. I'll create one more contacts. Sure. I'll just not give anything here. I'll just select as primary and secondary. That's it. Okay, let's create two more. Similar process. I'll just select as Mrs. Sana, but okay. Since nothing is required for us to understand this, let's make it as primary and both secondary contact for us. Let's save it. Okay, let's see now what we have a trigger conditions. Okay, batch size we have given. So you can see here batch size is given as 5, right? So instead of that, we can just make it as 2 for now. Okay, I'll save it and just start the recipe. Let's see, is there any jobs it will take? See, since found 2 jobs, and it's processing it now. Let's see. So since you can see here, it created. It should be name 2 should be there. Yes. Yeah. So you can see here. There you can see. Okay. Let's see in the our email line. Okay. Let's see like if there's any mail comes into picture. So we got 3 emails. So we got 3 emails. So you can see primary and secondary contacts. Let's see the latest one. Okay. So 1 minute ago, right? So you can see there should be, I think, only one. No, I think only one came. Should be, no, should be 2 minutes, right? 2. Yeah, so you can see the latest job run like is the Sana Bhatt and Satish Sharma. So we got 2 email IDs, right? So that is like how can we optimize, like we can see like how many tasks it took. So you can say task is 2. So whereas it took 121 tasks before, so we have reduced it to 2 tasks, means like we have saved 119 tasks, right? So every time when you see into the requirements, don't come to the conclusion about the implementations. Always go for the design. That design part I have to be discussed with you. I think maybe in the next session we'll discuss about the design. For this particular use case only, we'll discuss how can you do the design. So that design is perfect, then your implementation always be perfect. It's only kind of you'll be making some larger mistake, like making a larger issues, right? So it'll be kind of minimal issues, like not there's only maximum kind of issues comes into picture when you do a design, right? So let's see into that in the next session. So discuss about the same use case with respect to a design. Okay. So I guess hope you have enjoyed this particular session. I think you have learned new things today. I think please go ahead and create a similar use case in your workspace and try to understand how can you optimize the recipe. which you already built and you want to optimize it, you can just see to that and what I can do, apply a concept. Okay. I think thank you guys. Thank you guys. I think you have a wonderful day as well. And thank you again. I will see you in the next session.